Hello, Buckaroo Banzai?
You a messenger? What you got here?
No, wait a minute. I need to see Buckaroo Banzai in person. My name is John Parker. Identify yourself, nah?
Blue Blazer regular, Pinky Carruthers. Sorry, John, everybody needs to see Buckaroo. Later.
Hello, cadets. Welcome to another episode of the Big Monster Briefing Room. This is a very special episode because we are going to do a film called Men in Black. And as you can see, I'm wearing my tactical gear, blending into the background nicely. I've got my black mug. I'm going to put my drink in. So I am prepared. Now, we have a new specialist for our show, which we're going to bring him up in a minute. But let me bring up first my able-bodied assistants, Master Sergeant Havoc and Major Hazzard.
It's good to be here, and I'm excited to hear from this expert. You know, we've never had him on before, and he knows everything about aliens. He's been abducted before, so he's going to be able to walk us through this training film and tell us how accurate it really is.
Yeah, he actually reached out to us. He's been abducted many times. He said, if you guys ever do movies about aliens, please think of me, contact me, and we did. And he's an interesting guy.
Let's meet him. Let's find out what makes him interesting.
Bring him up from Texas, ladies and gentlemen, J.D. Moore.
Hey, everybody! I appreciate you having me on here, but I do want to qualify my accolade. And you said that I am an expert. I will have to say, no one can be an expert in this field. Alien abductions are almost akin to dream interpretation. We all had the dream that we showed up at work or school in our underwear, but at the same time, it was a different school and it was a different pair of underwear. So what I'm going to say may not be universal for other people. It is my reality, and I think it is representative of a realm beyond this perceived one.
Now, you told me before the show that you had been abducted several times, but your memory had kind of been erased, as what happens in this movie. That you were abducted, but you couldn't remember it. But you had some feeling.
Captain, do I call you Captain?
A general. Well, actually,
General.
I'm retired.
I am so sorry. General.
I'm retired, but yes.
That's very rude. And I'm sorry, I wasn't listening, and I mean no disrespect to your rank. Mind erasure, as most aliens use it, utilizes the trench in your brain is called the corpus callosum. And it works as a transfer of information from the other. You could literally sever your corpus callosum, and I could learn a task like this with my left eye. Probably looks like right now to y'all on the flippy screen. Mm-hmm. And I would then cover this and try to repeat that task, and I wouldn't be able to do it because there'd be no transfer. The thing is, and my abductions, and I know y'all are going to ask about my anus and rectum and probing, and there was one on one of the situations, but it was consensual. Anyway, that's a long story.
Okay.
But the thing is,
okay.
Well, I know that's the first thing people want to go to. They're like, they put something up your butt. And but the thing is, mind erasure only works if I've had head trauma. I had a block and tackle up in the farmhouse, come right down. Ironically, in the corpus callosal area. And what that's done is hardwired a piece of my brain that allows me to remember the things I forgot or was trying to made to forget. And that's the situation I got going on. At least my theory. Why I can remember my abduction.
Up to your house and tried to neuralize you'd still kind of remember later.
You get it in pieces, and the interesting thing about neural pathways is they can regenerate, they can improve, and with something such as the head trauma I had, I think it's basically I got a hot wire that most aliens don't know about.
Okay, well that explains how you know that you were abducted, even though they kind of erase your memory every time they do it.
Yes, the first one is very vague, and it's come to me in dreams, and sometimes when I'm at the Golden Corral, anywhere there's the smell of old people and food, it comes back.
That makes sense.
Because the smell olfactor is one of the biggest triggers of memory. It's been proven.
There you go.
That's right. Yep.
Smells like square fish and mothballs in there.
I YouTube gonna get together soon. That's just me.
I don't know why. I smelled them today. And I looked over and went, yeah, that's mothballs. I don't know. There was a big war with moths years ago, and you know, we don't have that anymore because our houses don't really live in the soil. Now everything's concreted, and we don't have the battle with moths that once were there. So the mothball industry is not on trial here. I'm sorry, I diverted and digressed.
That's fine. I just wanted to explain to the audience that you had been abducted many times, and I thought we should broach the subject of how you know that. If they usually erase your mind when these things happen, and they usually do. Okay, so let's get into our timeline. We are doing the movie Men in Black, Columbia picture. You always got to give credit to the film company at the beginning, and it starts right out of the gate with the title Men in Black, and we see a dragonfly for the whole opening credits of the film, flying through the here and there and everywhere and around trucks.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and it ends up on the windshield. Splat.
I'm sorry, General.
Yes.
That reminds me of an old joke. Can I tell it?
Sure.
What's the last thing that goes through a bug's mind when it splats against the windshield?
His anus?
His anus! That's what it is. That's an old one.
Yeah, it's a classic.
I'm sorry. It's an old one, but a good one.
I was wondering if I made the decision here.
Older than I am.
A lot of them bugs have a specific smell and even taste. I know the smell and taste of love bugs in Florida. They out there a lot, just hooking up. You know, it's biological drives are very strong. Although, pull over, find a limb, something. I mean, you're flying. It's like if you showed up at work, you know, just, I believe you know my wife. Well, y'all need to unhinge and do some work.
I don't think they realize that there are fast-moving vehicles on this planet that take them out. Again, it makes more sense to do it out, and maybe, you know, hundreds of thousands of them do stay off the road. We just see the ones that end up on our windshield.
Yeah, that's a lot of food for thought.
The truck driver here is actually John Grease, who was in the movie Napoleon Dynamite.
Really?
On the Monster Squad as the Wolfman. Just called the Desperate Man in that film. And it's a small role. But he's a driver that's taking people over the border from Mexico into America. And there's a border patrol waiting for them, and it stops them. And then Men in Black show up. Kay is there with his partner D, and they take they actually go through the lineup of Mexicans, and they find the guy that they're looking for. You can see he's saying nice things to most of the people there, and they get to one big ugly looking guy, and he goes, "Oh man, you're ugly, and you don't speak a word of Spanish, do you? What if I smash you in the face?" And he's just sitting there smiling and nodding, and they got their guy. So he takes him out into the into the cacti, into the desert, and the police, the border patrol officers are not happy about the fact that they've said, "Oh, okay, the rest of you can go. Welcome to America." And it turns out that it's an alien in disguise. Mikey is hopping the border here. And unfortunately, one of the border patrol guys sees Mikey. Mikey's got eyes that can move around to the back of his head, and he goes running towards the guy, and Kay has to zap him. And D gets knocked down, and he's not happy about it. He's an old agent. And they use the neuralizer on the border patrol there to erase their memory, and they with the neuralizer they can actually give you a new memory. They just suggest what really happened, and then you go along with it. And there it is. I believe throughout this film, Will Smith calls that the flashy thing.
Yeah, right.
Did you flashy thing me? Did you ever flashy thing me? He always asking that.
Oh,
So
I can do an impression too. When we get to the part of the movie, I think you'll like it.
Okay. We like impressions here. The cleanup crew comes and starts cleaning up the mess. And there he decides to D decides he wants out. He says, I'm too old for this now. It's time for me to go out, and he gets neuralized. He gets flashy things.
We got a question from Cadet Stam in the audience saying, did any of you watch The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch on YouTube and History Channel? It's nonfiction.
I haven't seen it. Not yet. I've heard of
I have
it.
not seen it, but I will now.
Yeah,
Look at it, because this is the way the universe works.
Will Smith is introduced, his character. Shoot, I had a picture of that, what his name was in this, and I can't remember it now. He becomes Jay when he becomes a Men in Black. He chases down an encephalopod as
Cephalopod. Yep, blinks vertically.
It's a nice little chase scene where the guy's going up the buildings and he's jumping off of bridges and stuff, and
The Guggenheim.
he pulls a weapon on him, which disintegrates when it hits the ground.
Yes.
And again, he hasn't done. That looks like the Guggenheim in New York.
I think it's the Guggenheim or the MoMA.
Well, the MoMA's across the street.
Yeah,
no,
it's Guggenheim.
That's the Guggenheim.
Guggenheim is the one that goes around like that.
Yeah.
Y'all like me when you say Guggenheim? You want to say Guggenheim?
That's probably how they originally. Guggenheim is probably a German name. That was probably the guy that built the place.
Do you ever want to put just two fingers right here when you say Guggenheim?
Well, that's to keep you from. If I do that, my mustache will come off.
Guggenheim.
Guggenheim. Laheim. Anyway, the guy says he's coming, and he falls off he jumps to his death. Does a little backward dive there. So that's the end of that alien. But also when he blinks his sideways, his retinas, corneas, what the hell?
Yeah.
It blinks sideways. Anyway, so that's something he tells.
Eyeballs.
His eyeballs blink sideways. There it is when he blinks. He blinks one way and then he blinks sideways. The lenses. So Then we see we go to the country where not Zed. That is Edgar, where Edgar and Beatrice live, and Edgar is yelling at Beatrice, his wife, saying the only thing that works here is my truck. And then this alien ship takes out the truck, and he comes out and goes, "Ah, figures." And this is Vincent D'Onofrio, who is a wonderful actor, and this is my favorite role of his. I think he's delightful in it as Edgar.
Yeah,
not as Edgar, but as the alien who takes over Edgar's body.
Mm-hmm.
So he tells Beatrice, "Get your fat ass back in the house." And
yeah, he's not a nice man.
Yeah, and it on top of it, her behind was very reasonably proportioned.
It's not very big.
Yeah,
I know it's all, buttocks are in the eye of the beholder, but you want him to die at that moment.
Yeah,
which,
I think they wanted to make him very unlikable, so that when he dies right away, because he says, or that the alien calls up from his ship, drop your weapon, and he says, "You can have my weapon when you pry my cold dead fingers from around it." We've seen the bumper sticker. And the alien is acceptable.
Yes, exactly.
Pulls him into the hole, and then throws his body up over the dirt, and then pulls it back in and wears it. It's an Edgar suit.
Yep.
Good.
And he's much more likable as Edgar suit than he is
Right.
Edgar. And there he is.
Yeah, it's weird. He kind of looks like a zombie, but he's got a big old roach inside of him. That's creepy. That's creepy.
And that's the thing. As the film progresses, as the training film progresses, his body just gets worse and worse. It deteriorates and gets worse.
Well, yeah.
And this is, Rick Baker, wonderful makeup artist, Academy Award-winning makeup artist, did the effects for this, the makeup effects for this. So Beatrice, who is actually a Saturday Night Live alumni, she's wonderful with her reactions to all of this. And he's like, "Water, sugar." And he makes her dump the whole sugar thing into the water, and he drinks it. And when he pulls his head down, his neck skin looks like it's all soggy and saggy. And she tells him, so he pulls his skin back, goes, "It's okay." And very funny scene.
Now we need to ask the expert, JD. Is this your experience with aliens?
I have not been degloved, as it is. I'm not saying it couldn't.
They wear your meat suit for a weekend and then give it back to you.
Right. I have not had a degloving. I wouldn't be here if that happened to me. But as we go through this movie, just like all great science fiction or things that people have created, they accidentally hit on some reality. When you are in the stream of consciousness and you decide to call upon your creativities, you don't realize it, but you're actually commanding universal truth. The movie Cocoon, Men in Black, it actually hits. Now, some people could say it's a machine gun phenomenon. Like one of them going to hit. It's a little closer than that. And there are some profound truths in this movie.
I would imagine so. I mean, again, I'm seeing, military applications in this that definitely apply. Anyway, he goes and starts rolling the space saucer out of the crater there. And Will Smith is talking to his chief and talking to some police officers that are very unlikable. And Kay shows up. And he neuralizes them. And then he takes Will Smith out to Jeebs's pawn shop. Jeebs, played by Tony Shalhoub, is an alien. Which we find out in a minute when Kay zaps his head and he grows a new one. Well, he can grow a new head. So he suspects that Jeeves is the one that sold the gun to the alien. He's read the report, and that's why he's there with Will Smith. And there he is growing his new headbang. Do you understand how painful that is? It pops right out. His head is like a Jiffy Pop. So now Will Smith
I just had Jiffy Pop 2 weeks ago. First time. And I showed some young kids in the fire station. They were like, "What's this?" I said, "It's Jiffy Pop." And I had to take over because it was like watching them try to drive a standard. They're going to mess it up. They're holding. If I go, "No, you got to move Jiffy Pop. Got to move it. Keep it moving all the time." And man, that thing popped up, and it was so good.
They still make that. I didn't know.
Still make it. Still make it. Weirdest thing though, in Walmart, it was not where popcorn was.
Okay, maybe that's why I thought it was gone, because weirdest
thing. I don't remember what it was next to. I think Preparation H or something. Very unusual location.
That doesn't make sense at all. But okay,
that's Walmart.
I just pulled that out of the off the dome there, but I don't remember what it was next to. But I remember thinking it shouldn't be next to that, whatever it was.
This could be related to the multiple probings. And I just want to draw our attention to that this man has encountered a lot of probings and stuff like that. And so sometimes he has to shop for some different things, and we need to, this is a scientific understanding, okay, cadets? So please write that down.
You know, I appreciate that, because a lot of times when I tell my stories, I see a lot of people roll their eyes.
People go,
they check. They check their watches. They pretend that they're getting phone calls that they ain't getting, and I don't blame them, because honestly, if I was standing face to face with somebody like me that had the same mullet and the same demeanor, I might be inclined to say, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But I know what I know.
And you are rocking that mullet, sir. I salute you.
I'm not supposed to use her conditioner in there. She says, "Don't use my conditioner," but it's the only thing that keeps the luster. And I have Suave. It's 99 cents. She's got the fancy stuff from the salon, but I think she heard that.
Uh-oh. Well, yeah.
I want her to hear that.
No. The other thing, y'all want to know a secret?
Sure.
If you lived with women, have you been with one, lived in the same like ecosystem environment with them?
Oh yeah.
If they used hair color, the hair color comes with a special conditioner. Do not ever use that one. That one's even more precious. It doesn't have a brand name on it. It's the special conditioner that comes with the hair color.
All right.
All right. Okay, let's get back to our timeline, because you have to leave at a certain time. So
yes, he does. Please, and I just want to say, JD Moore, we respect you and all that, but don't be telling all the secrets of the female, position. Just don't be telling all the secrets like that to the menses. I feel like, just let the women have our secrets. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yes, I recognize that, and I will respect that.
Thank you, Soy. That means a lot to us.
All right.
Well, that's certainly put a period on that.
Okay.
For the menses and the mensees, you're the men's and I'm the mensees, and
all right.
Well, a woman contains the blueprints to the universe. Every single person that has a near-death experience says they're going through a tunnel. There's light, something loving waiting for them on the other end. That's birth. And look at our planet. It is stardust. We're carbon-based units, and the little meteorites come in with the head and the little tail. Well, just look at the ovum and look at that sperm cell as it wiggles in and creates this life. Women contain the blueprints.
Yeah, you're talking about reincarnation there. That's a lot of people believe in that.
Nope, it ain't reincarnation. It's not reincarnation. Reincarnation is when you
Well,
come
like
back
you're
to
saying,
somebody or something else.
tunnel and you're that's talking reincarnation.
No,
Come out
it's
the other end
it.
and boom, you're a baby.
Well, maybe you're right on that.
Again, that's kind of saying, hey, that makes sense. All right. So Jeeves did sell the weapon to the encephalopod, and Jay picks it out. Will Smith. I'll just say Will Smith. But he does have a name. It's something James something Pemberton the Third or something. Anyway.
But he's called Jay for the rest of the movie.
But yeah, you could see Kay when he's erasing all of his stuff there. Anyway. There's a slide here that has it if you can see it on the computer.
Right.
So Kay neuralizes Jay, and they wake up or he wakes up in they're in a Chinese restaurant nearby, and Kay is telling amusing stories. And then he says, "Oh, look at the time," and he gives him the card for Men in Black. He goes, "I want you to show up here tomorrow morning at 8:00 or whatever the time was. I don't remember." So, yeah, he does. Because Kay is interested in him. So now we see Edgar again, his house, and a bug guy shows up, and there's all kinds of bugs in the barn, and the bug killer's killing the bugs, and Edgar comes in, and of course he's a bug. So he goes, maybe the infestation is you, and he puts the thing down his throat and kills him. And then he takes his truck, but the truck is not big enough to accommodate his spaceship, so he has to tear open the top there to make his spaceship fit in there. So Jay shows up at Men in Black, the building, takes the elevator. There's a standing gag that anybody walks in this building, the security guard there that's sitting by the door is an old guy usually, doesn't do anything. He just kind of sits there.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what would happen if, there was a real breach of protocol.
Just like the security guards at Century Village.
I guess they're pretty do nothing. So they make him take a task along with a bunch of military guys. And he's the only guy that figures out, hey, maybe I can pull this table over to my egg chair.
Yes.
As the others watch. Zed's not too impressed with his lack of respect for authority. Then they have a shooting thing where it's kind of like paintball, except they give him real guns. So it's a legitimate shooting range, and all the other guys are killing the aliens. And Jay takes out little Tammy or whatever her name is there because she's got quantum physics books and stuff. She's only like 7 years old, and she shouldn't be in that part of town. And he explains, and it makes sense. So all the other guys are dismissed by Zed. They're neuralized.
Oh, can I do my impression?
Sure.
I can do Zed. Get ready. All right. Congratulations. You're everything we've come to expect from years of government training. There's only one final exam. It's the eye exam. If you'll look into this light.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm going to do an impression a little later on. We have a guy named Rorypenland that hangs out at Cosmos Creative Entertainment. He does that.
Good. He has thousands and thousands of voices.
So I'm going to do an impression a little later on. All right. So Will Smith is taken by Kay. He's shown this book that shows where aliens made first contact. And ever since then, they've had the Men in Black put in place so that they can kind of regulate these aliens that are coming to our planet and hanging out on our planet. And they've been with us for a while, but people can't know about it. And it shows the pictures from the World's Fair there that has the two looking space saucer looking things. So Will Smith
a little foreshadowing right there too.
Yes, there is. You finally see some aliens in the coffee area there.
I love it.
Kind of buggish looking aliens, little ones. They're not the big bugs like the one that took over Edgar. So he takes him outside and he goes, look, oh, and look at that, the Twin Towers. Oh, man.
I know it. I know
Haunting.
it, brother. Yep.
So he says, think about it. If you want to do it, you know, it's worth it. And he does. He thinks about it. And he decides he's going to do it. We see Edgar coming in the dawn, coming into the city. There's a reason why he's coming into the city. He's looking for something. So he gets his second taste of Men in Black by Zed, by Kay taking him down into the actual main area where they kind of process the aliens who are incoming. And he sees on the screen one of his teachers, because I always thought she might have been an alien. So
that's the truth I'm talking about that they find in these movies.
Mm-hmm. So again, a little foreshadowing there. Carol Stricken, who plays Lurch in the Addams Family movies, plays an Archelian. That's his name in this. And so Will Smith gets his name there. I think his name is on the card there. If you look in your computer screen, you'll see his name. It's James Pemberton III or something. And he gets his fingerprints zapped off with a special machine. Ah! And Kay does the rest. He brings him down to Jay, and they suit him up in the black suit. The only suit you'll ever need. And I'm going to use look good. The only difference, right? And of course, you know, Tommy Lee Jones. There's my Tommy Lee Jones impersonation. So we meet Gentle Rosenberg, and Edgar is keeping an eye on him for some reason. And Gentle Rosenberg is obviously an alien who has something important, and he has his cat there in a bag. He takes his cat everywhere. He loves his cat. And so
Orion.
he seems to be what, yeah, Orion. And he seems to be what Edgar's looking for.
I think there's a let the cat out of the bag joke in there somewhere that needs to be made.
Not yet. They don't let the cat out of the bag yet.
But that's some foreshadowing there too.
That's foreshadowing.
For sure.
Why does he have a cat in a bag? Okay, there's another impression. I'm doing a lot of them today. So
you're gonna make that Rory Penland jealous if you keep doing that.
Yeah, I'm getting good. I tell you, taught me everything I know. All right, so they're looking for something for J and K to check into, and there seems to be a lot of aliens leaving town for some reason.
Yeah.
So they send them after one guy that's heading out of the city illegally. Again, General Rosenberg gets to a nice little Jewish deli restaurant there, and Edgar is right on top of him. He's keeping an eye on him. So then they talk. The Archelian is there waiting for him, and they talk together. And
they're having pierogies. Yeah, they're having pierogies. Delicious.
Having pierogies. Yeah, tasty, potatoey yumminess.
Oh, so good. Little butter, salt and pepper. That's all you need.
Are the Men in Black aliens? No. Well, most of them are.
That's a very good question.
Actually, in the second film, you find out that yes, some of the Men in Black are aliens.
Ooh.
Watching over other aliens and things. So he tells him there's a bug, and he's looking for you, Your Majesty. So Rosenberg is a very important person. And he said, do we have time to eat? And he goes, yes, I ordered pierogies. And he got him some jewels, which he put in a little case there for his kids, diamonds. So obviously the aliens think that's not expensive. They're just, for kids.
Right.
Which I like. I like the idea, the concept of that. Ooh, flashy. So Edgar has dressed up like a waiter. He's folded a waiter up there, taken his outfit, and he's going to take the progress out to the table. And he's going to kill these two guys, these two aliens posing as guys.
Yep.
Aliens to regulate aliens. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Why not? Who understands aliens better than aliens? When he puts the pierogies down on the table, a couple of bugs fall out of his outfit, and they know, oh god, it's the bug, and you're not gonna get away with this. And he goes, oh yeah, I'm gonna get away with it. And he sticks them through the neck, real quick with some. I won't say they're tentacles. What would we call that?
Sort of a
like
like an exoskeleton spear.
Yeah.
No,
like
I just call them the spiky things.
there we go.
Spike thing.
He kills him with his spiky things.
Spiky thing.
And the cat hisses at him, and the whole production of him trying to walk around in the meat suit is very, very funny. So he's kind of dancing around, trying to get used to walking around in the meat suit. Can you see me?
This is a great scene.
Yes. So they catch up to the people that are driving out of town illegally. They're supposed to check in, I guess, with Men in Black when they do that. And it turns out that the guy's wife is having a little alien. So Will Smith is the one that's left at the car, and he has to help the woman give birth. And of course, in the background, we see that a big tentacle, takes him and slinging him all around and banging him against the car, and then through the car and out the other side. And so that's a lot of fun. They're trying to talk. He's going on in the background. That's very funny. I would love to get this, but I might be abducted by aliens. Okay. I'm just trying to read some of our people's texts here. It was pretty.
It was pretty over the top.
Yes.
LOL.
A little bit.
Cadet Ross says it reminds me of when my second child was born.
It's not far from the truth. And this is, if I'm lying, I'm dying. 6 months ago, I assisted my first birth at 2:30 in the morning in a Dollar General parking lot in Bastrop, Texas, in a Chevy pickup truck. And it was juicy and magnificent and beautiful at the same time. And I felt a lot like Will Smith. Remember when he's holding that little squid baby?
Yeah.
And he said how beautiful it is. And then it shot some kind of milky stuff on him.
Spits up on him, yep.
That's what I felt like. I felt like Will Smith, except just a non-Will Smith version of him.
Okay, there you go. And there it is. Yeah, he shoots about, and he's cute little alien baby with tentacle head. Only 5 tentacles. I don't know why.
It was squid baby. Yep.
And he spits up on him. And Tommy Lee Jones looks at the father and goes, well, congratulations. She had a squid. All right, so he decides to go to the tabloids because that's the best alien writing journalism there is out there. And sure enough, they find a story about Edgar's meat suit. So aliens abducted my husband and wore his body as a suit.
Yep.
So they're going to Beatrice's house. And I just realized just now that what happened to Beatrice when he killed the bug guy? She must still have been passed out or something. When he took the truck and he had to rig the truck to make the saucer go in. Where was Beatrice during all that? Anyway, I don't know why that hit me right now. But in any case, so they show up. Beatrice has them in. She makes them some lemonade, but she has no sugar to put in the lemonade. So we got a great take with Will Smith trying to, and then they flashy thing her after she tells her story about the Edgar's meat suit being worn by the alien.
I like the way she pronounces it. It's more like Edgar.
Yeah, it confused me for a bit in the movie. Edgar. Yeah.
And Kay is like, please don't be green, please don't be green, and it's a bug. He realizes it's a bug, and he calls in to Zed. We got a bug.
Mm-hmm.
And that we go through the first Will Smith and K and J talking about the flashy thing. And have you ever flashy thing me? No, of course not. So this is the first of many dialogues about the flashy thing and what damage it can do. And so they get another. Zed tells them about the two aliens who were found dead. They sent him to the coroner, and she had actually come up to Will Smith earlier, and she believes in aliens.
Yep. Oh, Linda Fiorentino.
Linda Fiorentino. Yes.
Just a little side note. If you want to call it a neuralizer, a thing that the aliens I've encountered that try to make me forget, it's not light, it's vibration. They use a vibration. And as it's happening, you can feel movement in every little indentation in the topography of your brain. You feel it. And again, because of that block and tackle that hit me square right in the corpus callosum, that scar tissue, that's how I can remember this. But it's not light. I haven't. None of these alien abductions have used light.
Sure
it's
different
universal.
Aliens, different, ways of making you forget.
Sounds like this right here. Listen.
Careful.
It's a pulsing vibration.
Uh-huh. Well, okay then. So let's go back to the timeline, please. They find a little switch. They're posing as doctors, and they find a little switch on Rosenberg's ear, and his face opens up, and there's a little alien inside his head, working him, from inside. I guess the pointy thing that went through his neck went through their neck, right?
Yep.
Maybe it went through his head and we didn't realize it. It went through the other one's neck, but because he's obviously not in the neck, he's in the head. His face.
It's a lucky shot.
So he's fully mastered how to use this body. And she has noticed there's no organs in these guys. So Kay puts on his glasses, which signals, okay, we're gonna flashy thing her, and he does, and so she'll forget that she saw this, and then they're talking in front of her about the aliens, and she's making commentary. Oh yeah, aliens. Oh. And he has to flashy thing her again. And Will Smith is like, whoa, wait. How many times can you flashy thing a person? Without it damaging. I mean they have another conversation about it.
Give her brain cancer or something.
So
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be in the car, Nadine.
The AC, yeah.
Y'all turn on the AC. All right. By the way,
I moved everything.
I need to show them.
Oh yeah, he's from the movie.
Here we go. Alien, get ready. Alien.
oh, there he is. Shake him around.
Yep.
Make him talk to you.
Yep. Yep.
He has to go soon, folks. He's got a prior commitment.
The dog accidentally signed him out, so he's got to sign back in.
See, didn't want him talking about it because he knows expose his secrets.
He's keeping his eye on J.D. Moore.
See, there you go. I always thought pugs were aliens. Yeah, see, now we got confirmation. Who let the dog out?
Who let the dog out? That's funny. So he's trying to get that thing open. And he realizes it's not what he's looking for. The diamond. It's diamonds. Zed tells them that the aliens and an Archelian battle cruiser up over Earth are going to destroy Earth if they don't get the galaxy. There's a galaxy somewhere, and Zed goes and checks out his old girlfriend from when he, before he got into Men in Black. And Will Smith sneaks up on him and, oh, you had yourself a girlfriend, huh?
Like, nope. Mind your own business.
You need to knock when you come in. So yeah, things are getting serious now. And the alien Rosenberg tells them it's on Orion's belt. The galaxy is on Orion's belt. And what he meant was, of course, that the cat. It's a very small galaxy. It's in a little thing around the cat's neck. Okay, we don't really realize that right out of the gate. So they decide to start getting their weapons together. They're going to go looking for the bug, and he gives them the little cricket gun.
Yep.
And they're going to go to Rosenberg's jewelry store to see what they can find there. Of course, Edgar's already there. He's looking for and he sees the picture of the cat with the thing around its neck, and he realizes, oh, it's the cat. Oh.
Yep.
Because Rosenberg loves his cat, Orion.
Yeah. I always knew cats were aliens too.
Looks like the dog took his phone out completely.
Yep. See?
Let us know if he comes back in, but I got a feeling he's on his way to his other engagement. But it's good to have him on the show.
Yeah, he was fun.
Other shows. He seems to be a with it together alien abducted guy.
Yep.
So they're going to tow the truck, and Edgar sees that. That's awfully fast. I mean, he really did that fast. Edgar goes out there and kills the guy. Guy's got a gun. Edgar kills him. Kay, while this is going on, Kay and Jay show up, and they're looking at, and Kay sees him. Or I'm sorry, Jay sees him out the window, and he uses the cricket and zaps the truck. He just takes the whole thing. He takes the truck that's hooked up to the other truck, and then he goes outside and he shoots again. And Kay is like, don't shoot your guns in front of the public. They can't know about any of this. And we see he calls up Zed, and Zed's like, well, this is it's like a dinner party. It's gone wrong, and the last one out's the one that has to pay the bill. That's my Zed impersonation.
Yeah, Will Smith does one too in the movie later on. He does his own impression of him.
So and there's JD Moore's dog.
See?
Yeah. The other guy looks like Riff Raff, so he looks like he's the alien. That's the gag here. Oh man, I never saw such a bad, terrible outfit in my life. Hey, well, you ain't looking so great either. And I love this scene with Tommy Lee Jones shaking this poor little dog around. I don't know why, but it just tickles me. I think it's because I think Kay is making the noises. Shake him around. Come on now. And he tells them that, yeah, everybody's trying to get out because the bug is looking for the galaxy. And if he gets the galaxy, he's going to destroy it. And then the Archelians are going to destroy us, everything on this planet. So everybody's trying to get out.
Look at that face. Just look at that little face.
Like the bug.
You sound a little bit like
I'm not sure what that means, but okay.
It's because of your noises, General. When you drink your peach tea, you get all wild and out and all that. And yes, Cadet Ross is very correct. And we got JD Moore just came back in. Hello, JD Moore. Hello.
Thank you. Yeah, how appropriate that a pug entered in at the moment we were talking about that scene, where they're going to show the postcard from the 1962 World's Fair in Queens, New York, which I have been to more than a dozen times.
Uh-huh.
That's a truth. That was a spacecraft.
Yeah, of course. Will Smith is very intuitive in this film. Jay is very intuitive. He sees a cat, and he goes, oh, wait a minute. It's the cat. That's what it is. And then there's got a thing around his neck, and that's where the galaxy is. And Lynn Fortio sees it in just a minute, and she sees it firsthand as Edgar comes in to take it. There he is seeing the cat. And again, later, while he's in Men in Black, in the area there, he sees the picture of the two spaceships, and he goes, "Oh, wait a minute! I know where he's going to go get a spaceship." So he's a very good Man in Black. There's where she sees the galaxy on Orion's belt.
Man, it's got to be beautiful to look inside the galaxy.
Yeah.
In the places that I've been to, there's small rooms. And I know outside those rooms I would love, but I don't think they trust me. I would love to see the things that they've seen.
Yeah. So Edgar shows up, and this is David Cross's little cameo as the morgue attendant. And Orion senses the bug is there, and he's hissing again. Mm-hmm. And David Cross's character starts spraying and smacking flies and spraying bugs and stuff, and that upsets Edgar. He doesn't like it.
As it should.
So he's dragging Linda Fiorentino around. Her name's Dr. Laurel, by the way, in the film. And Kay and Jay show up at the morgue again, and he goes, you go flashy thinger, let me go in. And he goes in to talk to Dr. Laurel on his own. And he goes, all right, Slick, I'll be waiting out here for you. And he doesn't realize that Edgar's under the table there. And she's trying to give him, she's trying to give him clues that, that Edgar's there. And then, of course, Kay comes in and sees up in the ceiling because some goo drops down on him while he's lighting a cigarette. Kay smokes. David Cross is stuck to the ceiling there. Now, I don't think he's dead because he comes back in the second film. I don't think it's a character. I would like to think it's the same character, but he's just changed his job. That's my feeling.
Yeah, I'd change jobs too if that happened.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's an OSHA violation.
Yeah, that's a big OSHA violation. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There's a standoff there, and the bug ends up jumping out of a window with Orion's belt in his hand and Dr. Laurel. And they chase after him, and he loses them because there's a lot of taxis in New York. He jumps in a taxi and drives off. There he is, scaring other taxi drivers.
There's something they hit on that. I lived in New York City at the time that this movie came out.
Oh.
And of course, and I have been, as I mentioned, to the 1962 side of the World's Fair, and those ships are still there. But the Crown air freshener was just a thing that was in every taxi, and the beads in the seat, because people that come from really hot environments know a few things, and they figured out that you could prevent that swamp butt and all that moisture that gets in your taint area if you have a little bead in some distance. And we'll talk more about taint areas later.
Taint area. Says the man who's been probed.
Yes, sir. It's more of a tickling of the taint. It was not a probe.
Okay.
It was sort of like, we'll talk.
But you had told me a story, of course, of recollection about an uncle. I can't remember the exact,
My Uncle Jerry.
It said that when you remembered the alien abductions, you were kind of reminded of your Uncle Jerry. Yes.
It's
maintenance is really underrated.
It's a lot like being gay. You don't know who you can talk to. You don't know who you can trust. It's a little bit like being black. You don't know if you're going to encounter that racism. It's like being a woman, where you just don't know, is that man being nice to me because he's being a nice person, or does he want my hoo-ha? You don't know these things. You have to say, right. And being abducted by aliens has made me feel like a gay black woman, more empathetic and a little more understanding.
Maybe that's their mission all along.
Yeah.
Well, you might be right.
All abductees feel that way.
You may have hit something there.
Yeah.
Speak your truth there, Mr. Moore. Speak your truth.
Yes, sir. Oh, Nadine.
You want me to drive?
No, I got it.
You got it? You're going to drive and talk?
Yeah, and you know what?
I
Y'all
don't
don't
know
stress
if that's
out about
safe.
the Pledge of Allegiance. I realize that
You want me
There-
to drive? I'm here to
we
drive.
got to zoom out. It ain't just about America. We're on a planet.
I'm thinking Nadine's right. You should probably let her drive.
I can drive just
Oh,
fine.
party.
I'm not going to. Oh, crap. I hit a tree.
JD,
This is our driveway that leads to the mile-long dirt road. And you're probably wondering, why do people get abducted in such,
populous areas.
populous, areas, not the highly populated? And there's a big reason why.
Yeah, populous.
Okay. The reason is,
Are they going to watch me do my wave at the gate? We
okay,
have a ritual.
all right, we do a wave. She does a wave at the gate. I'm trying to tell them something. Nadine, I'm trying to tell the people something important about why they choose these areas.
And I have a very cute butt.
Well, we were just talking about taint and how important it is to take care of your butt.
Turned your show into middle-aged country porn. Anyway, what is going on there? Oh, she's just hitting the gate. The reason the aliens choose these remote areas, or at least very lightly populated areas, is because of the people that are attracted to these areas. All right. I have my GED, right?
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot, but I am not a believable witness, and they know that. When people look at me, they say, I don't know about that fella. And that's what they need.
So they pick people that would be questionable if they were questioned.
Exactly.
That makes total sense.
They took one look at my teeth and they went, "We got our guy."
Okay, let me
Here's the guy we're going to probe.
Okay.
Look, I lost one of my flowers.
Oh, all right. Okay.
That way you can focus on story.
Just a quick shout out, by the way, to the Hardy Hayes Refuge. Do you have a blind or elderly or limp, gimpy dog? Bring them to us. We'll give them a home and get them healthy. Hey, Thorsten, I'm doing the thing again. They're off Ishtenbaum. Oh, Thorsten was there. He was there for the last podcast. I'm really absconded with their show, and I need to shut up.
I'm worried you're going to be late, but I don't think they're going to be upset
No,
about it.
you know what I did?
You're a nice guy.
I decided to let it go. You can't. That's a problem with our country too. Is you live your life by this watch, and you wind it tight. And you go to other countries, and they don't stress about it. They say, when we get there, and they live a lot longer. It's not what you eat; it's what's eating at you. That is everything to do with longevity. And that also, do not put high test fuel in your lawnmower that you put a 400cc 2-stroke engine on.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's get back to our timeline.
I'm sorry, sir.
It's getting down to the last hour now. Sirius, the aliens are like, you need to do this, or we're gonna be destroyed. Sorry. And the countdown is on. We got 1 hour, and then Jay sees the picture and he goes, "Hey, let's go there, because that's where the spaceship is. That's where he's gonna go. He's gonna grab one of those spaceships." So that's what they do, and sure enough, they're right, or he's right, I should say. So they get into the car, which is an old. What did he say? It's an old Pontiac or something? No, not Pontiac.
It's a Ford.
It's a Ford. Okay,
yeah.
An old Ford, and it's a super Ford because he presses the red button.
like an
into this
LTD.
futuristic.
It's like an LTD.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was an old Ford LTD. I'm pretty sure.
Ford LTD. So it turns into this futuristic thing, and they're able to drive on the roof of the to the tunnel there in New York, and get there. And Will Smith is he's crazy, and
he played Elvis while he was doing it.
that's correct.
Yep.
Yeah, he's doing this little dance there upside down, and Will Smith should have belted in. So Dr. Laurel is being taken as a snack. She does what most women should do if an alien abduction happens. She fights, and he lets go of her. I mean, a hostile alien, and she falls into a tree. And 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes, 7 minutes. It's getting down to the wire. You know, you must return the galaxy or else. Zed. So, what the hell is that?
Oh, that's the UFO, top of the tower.
Oh, the top of the UFO. Yes, he's taken the UFO. Lyndon Florentino is in a tree there next to it. They're too late, so they pull their guns out of the back of the car. And there's the spaceship goes over the Mets game and causes one of the players there to lose.
I think it was Mookie Wilson.
Is that Mookie Wilson?
I think it was Mookie Wilson.
So they shoot at the ship. They hit it, and it comes down. And a nice tense scene where the ship keeps coming at them, and it keeps coming, and Will Smith keeps looking at Kay, and it lands right there at their feet.
Great scene.
Yeah. And Edgar comes out. He's not happy. They just shot down the ship, the one ship. There's another one, and he pulls off the Edgar suit. And look at how terrible that suit looks now. It's just been through hell and back. Yeah, he looks full zombie now. So he pulls the suit off. Again, wonderful Rick Baker effects here at full display. And it's a bug. It's a giant bug. Big bug. And he takes their guns, and Kay goes walking to him, and Jay's like, "Oh, where are you going?" "I'm going to get my gun," which is a great line. And he's like, "Eat me, eat me!" And he eats him. And okay, here's the impression I was gonna do. Look at Will Smith there. All right, this is my impression. "Keep my wife's name out your mouth."
That'd be great. Yeah, that's good.
I saw that. You just smacked that alien right across the face.
General, yeah. What you should have said was, "Get my partner out your mouth."
Get my partner out your stomach.
That's good, though. That's good.
Anyway, I do these things every now and again. Controversial. It's not like he hasn't taken a lot of ribbing for that anyway already. So the bug is going up to the second ship now. He's got Kay in his stomach. Lyndon Florentino falls out of the tree. Amazingly survives. She's watching from the bushes now. And Will Smith tries to pick a fight with the bug. And the bug just kind of kicks him off, and he lands by a garbage can, and there's some bugs fall out of the garbage can, and he starts stepping on them. And the bug is like, he's not happy about that. "Oh, was that your grandma?" He steps on another one. "Oh, was that your cousin?" So the bug comes back, and he gets to Will Smith at the time when we finally hear Kay's gun charge up in his stomach. And Kay blows the bug from inside. Somewhere here.
There he goes. Yep.
Okay, there he goes. So Kay flies out. He's all covered in alien goo, and he covers Jay in alien goo, and they're sitting there with, all covered in alien goo. There you are.
Yeah. They got slimed.
Yeah. And they got Orion's belt. So, he calls Zed and says, hey, we've got it. And the alien comes back up again, and Lyndon Florentino grabs one of their guns and zaps it, kills it for good. Dr. Laurel. So there it is. So as they get back to the Men in Black building, Kay says, look, I've had it, just like his partner D at the beginning. He goes, you know what, I've done my time. I'm going to go back to my old life. It's in good hands with you. And he has him flashy thing him. He neuralize him. So the end of the movie has, funny captions in the newspapers. UFO makes me lose a home run. Detroit car defies gravity. And we get the story about Kay going back. He was a man in a coma for several years, and he goes back to the girl that's been waiting for him. So it's a happy ending.
It is a happy ending, but again, some of the great foreshadowing in that movie when he said, is it worth it? When, Will said, is it worth it? And he went, oh yeah. You could tell that he was lying a little bit. Yeah. And then when we caught him checking in on his wife using the zoomy cameras, checking in on her, so there's a great sacrifice to think about. If we had to leave, like if I had to leave Nadine,
yeah,
that'd be hard. That'd be really, really, really hard. Yeah. And I hope that you would zappy me so I could get back to her.
There you go. Well, not nice. Very, very nice. So yeah, the last thing we see in the film actually is that our galaxy is actually, part of it's a much smaller piece of a bigger thing. It's looks like a marble with aliens. So
in a marble,
right out the Tarantino, Dr. Laurel becomes a Men in Black.
Yeah, but think about it: a marble in a bag. Our entire universe is a marble in a bag with many other marbles belonging to an alien, giant alien, just playing with them in this grid. Spectacular.
That's what we're left to think about. Yeah. All right. Well,
I hope someday they let me see it. Like I said, I hope someday they let me see it. All I've seen is small rooms, and there's been tickling of my taint, and consensually, and I don't know what she's laughing about, but I God bless y'all for letting me stay on this podcast. I hope that if anybody's out there that has been abducted, you are not alone, and you're not crazy.
Well, I'm sure that they appreciate that message. Whoever they are and wherever they are. Now, they don't have the special thing in your head that you have in your head that allows them to remember. But again, you get a little deja vu kind of thing, I'm sure, going on every now and again. Was I abducted by an alien? Maybe. And who knows? They might see this show. So, appreciate that.
My skin becomes more elastic. Look at this. This is not a special effect. Every abduction, it becomes more and more elastic.
They took your suit off and they put it back on you, didn't they?
They have, because I don't remember everything. I remember
meat suit off.
The highlights of it.
Which was having your teeth.
A little jealous of that.
I'm jealous that someone else pulled your tape.
It was an alien, Nadine. It's not cheating.
Together?
I have no choice. The light comes and it pulls me up into it, and I'm in a room getting my taint tickled. I'm not. It's not like I've gone to a bar and said, "Hey, what galaxy are you from?" I'm not asking for it. Okay, that's victim. You're victim blaming. Yeah, the way he's dressed, he just wants to get abducted by an alien. See that mullet coming? I'm sorry, y'all. We're working this out in therapy right now.
Well, okay then. That's all you can hope for. Again, thank you so much, JD Moore, for joining us. Nadine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, brother. We are united.
Keep an eye out for those big monsters, everybody.